Went a little bit early, but it doesn't matter. Is it really loud? It really hurt my hands. Great, give me the one that's so long. 5 more minutes. Sorry. It's like you're making a mockery of me. I'm not laughing. I'm trying to do it. I'm trying to do it in my head. It's not really.
Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to episode 2 of the People's Podcast, and I'm here once again with my co-host Cameron. How are you doing, Cam?
I've been doing better. I've been doing worse.
Honest opinions out of the Chelsea game yesterday, because you went and saw it. Out of 10.
I would probably say 1. Oh God, no, God, no, my goodness. No, I mean, most of them are bad at the moment. It's not the worst game. It's not the worst game I've seen. You know, the worst game I've seen would probably be that Arsenal one, where we lost. Well, no, actually, there has been some bad ones, but we're not like the sort of team where you look at an Arsenal and a Liverpool, and even Tottenham, they can actually get beat 5-0. But Chelsea and United and City now, not City like 2 years ago. I was joking a little bit, 8 years ago maybe. But we never seem to get beat massive. Well, you did lose to MK Dons 4-0 once, actually. But I mean, take that out. We don't often lose bigly, as Donald Trump would say. Mm. Yeah.
We are back for episode 2, guys. Thank you for all of the support on episode 1. Pretty much what I decided to do last week is upload my episode 1 to the channel.
Got a lot of support.
And then, that's millions of views, obviously. I uploaded it to the channel and then just didn't upload to my first channel, so it didn't get any recognition at all.
So no one even knew.
I should have just uploaded to my first channel in the first place.
Yeah.
We'll obviously go over the Snapchats as well, but we are going to be starting off with Chris Parker's comment, which I'm actually going to be reviewing right here. He says, well, the first thing he says I could just see is he says that 2 hours is about right in terms of the length, I'd say. Now, I mentioned Cam saying about the length of the podcast and how it was 2 hours. Now, I don't know if you would agree with this, Cam, but I don't think 2 hours is a feasible option.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's got to be about an hour, no more than an hour and a half, really.
Because it's just sending it over uploading it onto YouTube takes so long, downloading it takes so long, and then it takes me forever to go up, because I like to watch the podcast from start to finish.
Yeah.
And then I've got to upload it, then you've got to download it, then I've got to upload it again, and then, but I suppose we could do it like a special.
Yeah.
Like that. Over that 10 episodes or so, we can do a 2-hour podcast, unless you've got a load of topics to talk about.
Yeah, sometimes it might just naturally go to 2 hours, but, because I don't think we planned for last episode to go to 2 hours. I just think it kind of happened.
Yeah, I think we had a lot to say, and it was first podcast back, and we did have a lot to say because we haven't spoken in 4 months.
Yeah.
But he also goes on to say, because I did speak about how there wasn't like that many there isn't a blockbuster film that I can name about the sort of the Nazi and German side of the war, and he did say that Hitler, The Rise of Evil, is portrays the key events that contributes to the rise in hatred towards other races and stuff like that. And that stars Robert Carlyle, who's been in The Full Monty and 28 Weeks Later and stuff like that. So if you are interested in anything like that and actually like seeing that side of the war, that is a good film. I have watched that film before that. As soon as he said it, I knew what he was on about.
Mm.
But yeah, thank you very much for your comment. If you want to go on to the last episode, he did leave a link to the actual film itself. You can just watch it on YouTube. But yeah, that is going to be my basically my bit on the podcast. Thank you very much for the comment and for watching the whole podcast.
Mm.
I'm out of breath now.
Oh, yeah, sorry, I was meant to come in then, wasn't I? I was just sitting back listening to the podcast.
What, me just rambling?
Yeah, no, I had briefly forgotten that I was actually on it. Very briefly.
Come in whenever you want.
Okay, I'll just give it a quick read. I have read it, but
I'm just gonna take my jumper off because I know I'm just gonna die. In 5 years' time, we'll be walking around the sea.
I don't even know what the how am I meant to come in? Maybe just go. Right, you ready?
Yeah.
So, SP Danker, who's been a long-term subscriber of mine, that's totally out of control. We're gonna just try again.
I was just sort of staring into your soul with hatred.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it again. So SB Danker left a comment on my channel because he is my subscriber, and it's just a little inside joke me and Lyle have going. No one will understand what we're talking about, but never mind. And he said, going back to one of your points, considering the extremists of the LGBT, but I mean, there's so many letters in there now. I'm sure there is. Oh no, there is a P in there actually, in the extended one, which I think stands for. Look at me. I'm one of the activists. God, now I don't know what it stands for. I was about to say polyamorous, but I don't think it is. I think it's pansexual, which means. I actually saw. I think someone on Twitter said, I thought all this time I've been thinking that pansexual means that they're attracted to like, you know, pants, like frying pans. I can't remember who it was, but I fucking died. I don't honestly know what it means. Like, I'll give it a Google, can you? What?
What am I googling my headphones?
It's fine. You know, I'll Google it. Like, you know, just it's absolutely fine. Towards people. So pansexuality or omnisexuality is the sexual, romantic, or emotional attraction towards people regardless of their sex or gender identity. That would be funny. That would be fun. But unfortunately, it doesn't look as if this is the one about kitchen equipment. No, I was about to say utensil, and I was like, actually, I don't think it is. I didn't want to sound like a retard. I think I did that enough last episode. Oh my god. I haven't actually watched that podcast, but I sometimes watch the podcast, but I cringe a little bit at my own voice. But sometimes I do go and watch them back if I'm incredibly bored. Yeah. But what you need to that we need to set a little rule because but I am a bit out of control. So what we need to do is, I think if you need to jump in, you need to be like, but, shut up, or something like that, or just massive clap, and yeah. But I mean, if you do it at a time when I'm making a good point, then I'm going to be very, very angry. Actually, I'll take it very personal. I'm saying that now, so I just watch what you're fucking doing. No, jump in. You got to jump in, because I do talk a lot. But anyway, that's what I'd actually like to do. And he starts saying, is to somehow time, I'd be interested to see who speaks the most. Because I went back and I don't know why, but I was looking at the FIFA 18 podcast audio because it was on my. That's why, because I was going through my audios on my computer, and every time I went to it, you were actually talking. Whereas, yeah, but that is usually the case in most of the podcasts, I have to admit. But this one, that's why I say it. I was like, oh my god. So, I don't know whether I was silenced or something like that. I don't know. But anyway, back to the point. I don't think I ever got to the actual point because I think I stopped mid-sentence because I couldn't say LGBT. So let's try again. Going back to one of your points concerning the extremists of the LGBT, dark-skinned people and feminists, you stated out regarding them as attention-seeking can be dangerous and touchy to put out, but I agree with you. The only thing I wanted to the only thing I wanted to say on that is, obviously I agree, because he's agreeing with me, something that state the obvious, Cameron. But what I always think is important to distinguish, that's a good word actually, isn't it? Is the fact that we've got to be careful, I think, not to group everyone together. Do you know what I mean? Not to, because there are normal, it's not all dark-skinned people, it is all feminist, really. It's not all gay people, do you know what I mean? I do feel like we've got to be careful that we don't go, it's all, and I'm not saying he was doing that, I'm not saying I was doing that last episode. I just wanted to make the point. Do you know what I mean? That just because some of them think it doesn't mean all of them. Just because some gay people get triggered at everything doesn't mean that it's all of them. So, just because, like I said, feminists is not really relevant because they're all retarded, really, aren't they? To be honest. But I just wanted to make that point. Probably didn't make any sense, but there you go. And the only other thing I wanted to say is quickly touch on something he disagreed on, was where I said that if you look at the jumper and see the sort of correlation between the monkey and the guy, if you know what I mean, then that makes you, racist. I mean, when I actually think about what I said, if I actually think about it logically, it's a bit of a retarded thing to say. So I actually agree with you in disagreeing with me, which doesn't make a lot of sense. But because, if you think about it, just because you looked at it and thought, because, like we said, if you told someone there was a problem with it, they probably would pick it out because you're looking for a problem, aren't you? But I don't think it does make you racist if that was your thought. I think it just means that you're... I don't know. I think it's because the way things are now, you're so... what's the word? Everyone's heightened, if you know what I mean. You notice these things more now. How retarded things are. When they say something like... I don't know, I can't even think of anything, but, something on the telly and you whereas before it wouldn't even pass you by, you'd be like, oh, I bet there's somebody out there thinking that that's racist or something. So I think naturally you do that now because it's more prevalent, if that makes sense. Probably doesn't. Yeah, that was pretty much it, but it's a really, really good comment. Lars not happy about the fact you spelled his name wrong. He's disgusted by it, but no, I mean, frankly, he needs to get over himself. I think that's something we really need to actually address, is that you need to get over yourself. Yeah, it works. Well, that doesn't surprise me, actually. Yeah, pretty much. But no, thank you for all the comments on the videos in regards to on YouTube. There are only 2. They'll probably be assembled by the time this videos come out, which is just our luck. So we will respond to them next episode at the start very quickly if we do get the time. So thank you to Steven or Steph. Oh, fuck. He told me how to pronounce his name and I've forgotten it. I don't know. I think it's Steven. Steven and Chris for their comments. Lyle, did you want to talk about something or somebody who spoke to you on Snapchat and said something? I heard Jimmy Savile. No, don't put that in for God's sake. I mean, you know what I meant to say? I meant to say Jimmy Anderson, but I don't know. I just. I do. Yeah, let's have a look. Goodness gracious me, it's wrong. You'll still put it in. I can see it. Oh dear. I don't know what did Jimmy say, Lar? I mean, he's the one that commented on your Snapchat. Oh no, you shouldn't say Snapchat. Snapchat. You should say Twitter because you don't give out your chat. I can't say it. I can't speak. I have to drink of water. It was on. No, just say that he messaged you. Jimmy said, "Would you like to?" No, Cameron, don't. Enough. This is so deceitful of us. I've done it before. We've all done it. Oh, sorry. I didn't intentionally do it. I was thinking we've all done it, trying to make you feel a little bit better. You know, so if anything, you spoke over me. Me? I think that's a good idea, actually. I think Jimmy is... sorry. No, Jimmy's believable. Jimmy Savile, Jimmy's farm. He's called Jimmy. Jimmy Anderson, although she's technically James. Well, he's Jimmy, isn't he? Well, he's called his farm Jimmy's Farm, so he must be quite proud of it. Alright, call him something different then. Call him, I don't know. Call him Asif or something, you know. No, don't call him Alan. Because Alan is KW Tribute. Okay, yeah, you call him Daniel. Damn, Daniel. Sorry. I mean, as soon as you said Daniel, I was like, you've got to go with Daniel. Because I just had to do that. I haven't done it so long. Sorry, I was not... Cunt. Oh, shit. Well, you can't spell your own names, I mean... Call him Timmy. No, I will laugh. Lewis or Joe? What about Joe? Joey?
at TH12HD. They are in the corners of the screen. Our social medias are, and pretty much, Joe said to me, "Can you do a podcast on your old memories and stories?" Because he knew that me and Cam went to school together, so we're gonna have some pretty funny stories and stuff like that from when we were young, going to high school, and just some, memories and funny stories that we have, which I thought that was a really good idea for a podcast, Cam. I don't know about you, but I could like really be up for doing that.
Yeah, no, I actually think that's a decent idea from Joe, or whatever his name is, Lewis or something. No, I actually think that's a good idea, to be fair. So, no, I actually like that idea. So, great tweet, message, whatever the hell it was, from Joe.
Did you get anything of the Snapchat or anything like that?
Yeah, Vladimir messaged me. Yeah, Mr. Trump messaged me on Twitter and said about, well, actually, we can't really talk about it on the podcast, but, right, I need to think about what. Yeah. I did. I genuinely did, but because I can't remember them, and I can't even remember who they're from. And I don't think I saved them. Let me have a quick look, for fuck's sake. Did you do that deliberately? Daniel Craig. No. Well, someone did say about the music taste, didn't they? So that could be like, as if we're taking suggestions. Oh, because we are, actually. But I don't know what the name is. Oh, was that? That could have been. I feel like his name's Tom, but I mean, I could be wrong here, so I mean, he'll probably be messaging me like, "My name's not fucking Tom. It's Mohammed." So yeah, no, I got a few messages on Snapchat. I've actually forgotten a lot of the. It's really weird of me, isn't it? I mean, I don't know. It just sounds disrespectful. I can't put that in now. What's that noise? So yeah, no, I got a few messages and suggestions and comments and stuff on Twitter. Someone said to me about sleep paralysis regarding the dreams, and said how fucked up that is, and whether we'd ever experienced sleep paralysis before. I haven't personally, but I don't know about you, Lyle. You're paralysed, lad. I mean, you're paralysed. I mean, there is a hint in the name. Fucking twat. But no, nor have I, to be honest with you. I mean, that is scary shit. That's like next level scary shit, in my opinion. I then got a message from Tom, who said about discussing, although we've done this before, a little bit, about the music industry and our taste in music. What we listen to, or what we like, what we think of the current popular songs, etc. Well, not like literally the popular songs, not like, what do you think of Havana, Nana? But it's actually a Nana, in it. I don't even know. I can't do it. But they said about that, and they said about music industry and stuff like that. I mean, we did speak about like grime and screaming music and shit. Did we ever upload that episode? No, I think we did. But no, we are actually probably going to talk about that a little bit today because, it's been a few months and maybe things have changed. Maybe they haven't. And a lot of you probably will have forgotten about the insignificant conversation that we had in those podcasts anyway. So a little bit of a refresher, as, teachers used to love to say. I should have a little refresher, 15 minutes at the start of the lesson. We're going to do that. Yeah. No, no. I mean, it could be Christmas, to be honest with you. I mean, I'm not 100% sure. Great. Yeah, before you decided to be a youth, a juvenile. Disgrace. So I say. Right, I have people like that. Rude bitch. That worked. That is sweet. That is sweet, though. She likes to call you Auntie Mary. Hi, Auntie Mary. Hi, Auntie Mary. That would be retarded, actually. You gotta love Auntie Mary. That's all I'll say. You know. Well, you know, Auntie Mary, you know, she's a very busy woman. Yeah. They decide to give themselves the title of auntie. You know, as if it's got nothing to do with its definition. You know, I mean, frankly, retarded, but you know, you're not my auntie. You're not my uncle. You know, I hate my family as it is. I don't want, you know, more of it. You know what I mean? I'm joking. I do love my family. I love them. That is sweet, though. Like, you have to admit that's sweet. No. Nah. Well, depends what who your boss is. You know, if it was If it was an Auntie Mary type, then you'd be fine.
Well, I don't think I would. Well, I've still got my job, so obviously they didn't care. I had to do a stock take on Tuesday.
Don't know what one of those is.
So, pretty much, a stock take is where you've got...
I know what it is, but yeah.
I'm just telling people.
Yeah, sorry.
You can individually scan, well, not individually, you've got to count up how many of what products you have got, so then they get a good idea of what products they've got to bring in, what they don't have to bring in, and stuff like that. Literally, I finished college at 1, got home at 2, left the house at 3, and didn't get home until like half 8, quarter to 9.
No, I feel bad for you, though. I really, really do. I mean that with all sincerity possible, as you probably gathered.
It's not really what I needed.
No. I mean, I'm that type of person, aren't I? You know, I give you what you don't need, never what you do.
I booked my driving test.
Really? Did you pass your theory? Christ. No, I know you did. I know you did. So,
When was it? For sometime in March.
God, Jesus, that ain't too far away at all. So how many times do you reckon you'll fail that then?
I want to pass it. I was answering that truthfully.
You could. The thing is, you could give it back to me so good, and you just don't. You could, because
Are you even learning?
that's what I mean. You could actually have just.
Time you learn.
Right, like, you need to stop disrespecting me. Actually,
Why? Why did you stop learning?
well, basically, the driving instructor was a little bit. How do we word this? Well, no, she was a nice woman, but she was a little bit bad at timekeeping. She'd cancel 10 minutes before. She'd be, maybe sometimes 2 hours late. It became a little bit different. It became a little bit difficult. Not gonna lie. And I meant to reschedule, but I never did. But no, February. I'm meant to be starting at the start of February again. But I always feel like I'm going to kill someone or die in a car crash. So it's not funny, Lyle.
No, because I'm so negative and nervous, and I lack confidence behind the wheel. I always feel like I'm going to die.
No, but I feel like
I'll be doing a manoeuvre in a car park, and I'll feel like I'm going to die.
I'm not nervous when I'm behind the wheel, but I feel like I'm going to kill someone thinking about it, if you know what I mean. Like, it isn't funny. This is some of the deepest... I'm trying to have a deep conversation and you're just laughing at me. You're making a mockery out of it. It is funny, though. I mean, when I say it out loud, it does sound ridiculous, but it is true, People don't... I don't think people realise how dangerous cars are, though, seriously. And they just get all carried away with their little friends. They show off. You know a lot about showing off, Lyle. They're being juveniles. Well, at least they're showing off to their friends, not just showing off to themselves. But yeah, no, I mean that's just, it's beside the point. I mean,
Have you heard about how they changed the driving?
I have.
How the way, do you think that? Well, basically what they've done is just introduce like more independent driving with the sat.
Yeah.
If anything, is easier.
Yeah.
Because you've got, the sat nav that they use is the exact one that my driving instructor has got in his car, and the woman on there, I always refer to, I don't know, me and the sat nav person,
Oh.
correct? She tells me where to go like 4 times.
No, I don't like the sat nav friend. I don't like sat navs.
No, but I used to have trouble. I would be coming up to a roundabout, and then I just go in the wrong exit.
Oh, God, no. You're a calamity.
My driving instructor would be like, second exit, straight over. And I'd go like first.
Oh, God.
I just forget where I'm going. I get so nervous when I forget. But with the sat nav, you constantly just go and I have had to try some really dark techniques to try to not go in the wrong exit. I used to have to. I'm going in the roundabout. There's me going first exit there, first exit. So I died pretty sick, and I think I still did a couple times go in the wrong exit.
See, because the reason that I'm a bit concerned about the sat nav thing is because I'm so used to swearing at the sat nav, calling it a bitch, calling it, all the words under the sun. Because when Dad's driving, I say I'm not driving, and usually I'm listening to music, I'm singing along, to whatever's top of the country charts, and I'm singing and having a great time. And all of a sudden, she goes, in 250 yards, turn, and at that point I do go, shut up, you rude bitch. Stop interrupting me. So I don't really want to be, doing the driving lesson and her to go, take the fourth exit, and I go, fuck you, you little scat, or something. And yeah, because I do think that might be a fail. I mean, I don't know, but I'm. Yeah, no, the sat nav's gone. I'm like, mute the bitch. He's shaking his head in disgust. He's going, what? We're meant to finish the lesson even if you fail, but can you just pull over? I don't want to be in the car with you. That's what I imagine. Gotta love it. Who did? Who emergency stopped? But was it her fault though? Who? Well, she has to. What? Do you want an accent line? No, he's. Yeah. I mean, he's a disgrace, really, actually. I mean, he's a disgrace to humanity, but, I mean, we need to get him banned. Yes, no problem. Oh no, I'll just tell them if I don't pass, then once I finish the test, I'm going to be driving to the Orwell Bridge in Ipswich and jumping off. So, well, exactly. I mean, otherwise they're going to have to live with that on their conscience. So that's sort of my strategy going in. I was going to make I was going to say something really inappropriate. Then I'm glad I didn't. Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean earlier on, but we can edit that bit out. You do. Oh god. You prick. Mm. Yeah, I mean, I would assume so. Well, the problem you have is that the referees, or the people that are doing the VAR, are the same retarded referees that cannot make decisions right. That puts me off about referees is a lot of them have never played football in their life, you can tell. I would like people who've actually played football, who actually understand the game of football, to actually do the, not necessarily referee, just be the VAR, but too many referees are obsessed with making the game about themselves. Mark Clattenburg was a perfect example of that. He wanted the game to be about himself. Mike Dean's another one. They're all as shit as each other, really. They really are wank, And the whole point of VRA, we keep being told, is to change big, obvious errors, right? Well, a big, obvious error happened last night, and they didn't change it. Obviously I'm a Chelsea fan, so it pissed me off a little bit, but at the end of the day, it's Norwich, so we really shouldn't have been in that position anyway. But it's just, what's the fucking point in having a system if you don't use it? It's like having a law and not actually enacting the law. The law is then pointless. Do you know what I mean? If it's like the law about staying in education until you're 18. It's not really a law because they never follow up on the legislation. So it is fucking pointless. So if you actually, do you know what I mean? No.
In the studio yesterday, they had Dion Dublin, Shearer, Genus, and also who was the other one?
Jean-Francois Zola. Oh God, is it Mike?
And if they are actually in the VAR room, it's a penalty at the end of the day. It's clear as day.
I don't know how anyone could think it's not a penalty. I don't honestly know how anyone could think it's not a penalty. The thing that annoys me about refereeing that they can sort out with VAR is that it's the consistency. That's what pisses me off, because even if you personally felt like they were getting the decisions wrong, the referees, if they were consistently, say for example, every time you tackle from behind, right, you actually get the ball, but it's a foul. If personally for me, I say, this is not fucking ballet, it shouldn't be a foul, but a lot of the time it is a foul, but sometimes it's fucking not. If they were consistently going against what I personally believe and were giving it as a foul, even though I don't actually think it should be a foul, if every single referee was doing that, we wouldn't have a problem. Because you can't argue about it. You can argue about the law and say, I think this law should change, but you can't argue about the decisions and the referees. It's the same with the fucking pulling in the box. 1 minute they give a penalty, then they don't give a penalty for like 8 months. Then all of a sudden they give him penalties again because it's the start of the season. It's like, be fucking consistent. One referee will give it, one referee won't. It's like, right, either pulling in the box is going to be a penalty or it's not. That's why there's so many grey areas in football, because nobody has a fucking clue what the actual law is, because no referee is consistent at all. It's like, you go to a different country and, like in Spain, they give fucking fouls all the time. Yeah. Yeah, but again, why is it seems like now it's like this black and white. It's either a penalty or it's a dive. There can be the middle ground where it's not a penalty and it's not a dive. For example, the Morata one is not a dive, but it's also, I don't necessarily think it was a penalty. I mean, maybe it was, maybe it weren't. It's a bit risky. Then it's nothing. He's on the ground. He goes on the ground. You play on. It's not like every tackle, that goes in, you have to either stop and go, right, fucking dive. Even though they got the ball, it's the same thing. It's just, rather than getting the ball, it's contact. Gets the ball, sorry, you've just dived, yellow card. I can't stand it. Exactly. Well, teams could actually get into a bit of a rhythm. And if you wanted to stop the game, that would be sort of a tactic. Dick, honestly. It doesn't need to, though. Why can the referee not be looking at it? Do you know how quickly you get a replay low? It's instant. It's like 2 seconds. Play's going. No, ref, that's a penalty. Pull it back. It's not difficult. It's not tricky. And they don't need to watch the replay 100 times. It doesn't need to take 2 minutes. It's pretty obvious, right? Watch, 4 angles. Yeah. If it's conclusive, right, great. There's always going to... Real time. Retard. That is just retarded. That's just retarded. You don't watch stuff in fucking slow motion. The game is played at real time. Because if you watch stuff in slow motion, everything's a handball that touches the hand, because it looks like they've put the hand out there, when actually it's just the hand naturally going there. So you've got to watch it in real time. Football's played at real time. If it was played in slow motion, then you'd watch it in fucking slow motion. Some of these referees are so fucking backward that they are fucking deluded. And it's, sorry, I'm the ref, I've got the right decision, I've got people back that can actually help, but, it's like this referees union, they talk about the goalkeepers association, the goalkeepers union, where they all fucking bum-lick each other. But that's the problem. You listen to that guy on BT Sport, I can't think what his fucking name is. It's not Howard Webb anymore, it's another guy. Another irrelevant, retired referee. Oh, fuck, I don't give a fuck what his name is. Anyway, there'll be a decision, right? It'll be fucking blatantly obvious the ref's fucked up. And either the ref will go, either the guy in the BT will go, well, no, I think that's the right decision, there's definitely contact, or he'll go, well, his view is obstructed, couldn't see it, so, look at that play, he's in the way. Well, yeah, the ref should be in the right fucking position then, you stupid cunt. They won't go against their fucking bum buddies, because they're fucking each other in the hotels. Sorry, that was inappropriate, but... No, obviously not, Lyle. But the problem is, Lyle, it doesn't matter because they're always going to agree with the referee because they're all referees and they're all sucking each other's dick. It's as simple as that. Yeah. Stop. It doesn't even need to be it doesn't need to necessarily be ex-professional players. It actually needs to be just ex-players, people that played football. These referee support clubs, though, they're not fucking don't have a club. Yeah. It's just unbelievable, really. I mean, it's just a joke. They're just a bunch of... And I'm sorry, people that say refereeing is the hardest job in the world, no, it's not. Look, I did refereeing once. I didn't really know what I was doing. But I did kind of know what I was doing. And I did, to be fair, I fucked up one call, to be fair. But I don't claim to be a professional referee. I did, as I say, I did fuck up a call. I did give a penalty. I mean, I don't know why. I don't even know, Lars. This is embarrassing. I did a year 7 game. Actually, that one I refereed quite well. Although, I mean, bearing in mind the year 7s, I was allowing the game to flow. And a lot of them were just, probably being a little bit aggressive. But I mean, I was just like, there's nothing wrong with that. But maybe I should have blown a little bit more, but it doesn't matter. Again, I was being consistent. But there was basically, our school, I think it was like year 9s at the time, versus obviously another school. And our school were winning like, I don't know, fucking 3-4-0, because that year was fucking shit hot at football. And they had sort of a penalty shout that I don't really think it was a penalty, so obviously I didn't give it. And to be honest, I didn't really see it. I wasn't really paying much attention. I was just doing it because I had to do it. But I genuinely don't think it was a penalty. But I don't know, so it was a difficult one. And then there was basically about 2 minutes to go. Looked like they were going to keep a clean sheet. And this guy, I think he mugged me off actually, because I think he dived. He went in the box. One of the, I keep wanting to say old Buck, who gives a fuck? Come find us. One of the old Buck guys, you know, our school defenders, it didn't push him over. I don't actually think he did push him over. But it kind of looked like he pushed him over. You know what I mean? And you know, I just pointed to the spot and like a twat. And then they lost the clean sheet. They still won their game, so it didn't make that much difference. But I personally, if I was in their position, I'd have been pissed off with me, if you know what I mean, because I just ruined the clean sheet. And it was like the 93rd minute anyway, so like it really, well, not 93rd because I don't play 90 minutes, but it's like the 63rd minute. But it was like, you know, so it's difficult, but at the same time, I'm not a professional referee. It was the first game I fucking refereed, you know, and I think the guy actually mugged me off because I think he dived. So, you know, it was, you know, and I was like 10. Like I wasn't 10. But I was like, you know, I was 16 for fuck's sake. These are professional ones who've gone through all the training, you know, and I tell you, I reckon I'm a better referee than them. I'm a better referee than them. Do you know what I mean? It's just fucking embarrassing. It's not the toughest, it's not the hardest job in the world. I fucked up a call, but it ain't hard. I fucked up and I knew I fucked up straight away. You know? It's not a difficult job. I'm sorry, I don't believe it. It's just understanding the game, understanding what the fuck you're doing, and not making the whole game about fucking you. You know, allowing the game to flow, you know? If it's a foul, it's a fucking foul. You know, don't, if the foul, come over here, want to have a little chat. Fuck off. You know, let the game fucking go. You know, don't have a little chat for 50 fucking seconds every time and not actually do anything. You know, if you're going to give a yellow card, give a fucking yellow card. You don't need to tell them off. You know, you little mum. I can't stand referees. Fucking cunts. No. No, they don't. Which is great when you're winning, and it's, you know, annoying when you're losing. But yeah. It's not working because they're not doing it right, because they're still being retarded. Yeah. I don't think referees ever are willing to accept that they made a mistake. That's what annoys me. It's like, you might, but they don't even do that. Most of them, like, you know, not like when I made that mistake, I was like, yeah, that was a bad decision. That was not a penalty. I was willing to admit it. Do you know what I mean? And I'd fucking refereed one game. But them, no. Obviously, you're going to make a mistake every now and again. Just, you know, put your hands up and go, yeah, no, sorry, I did fuck up. But do you reckon they ever go to the dressing room and apologise to the team after? Do they fuck? You know, but God forbid fucking, I don't know, you know, a player misses an open goal or something, or, you know, a manager brings on a substitute who ends up, you know, getting sent off or something stupid. They've got to go out to the media and apologise and basically go, yeah, no, I fucked up. But, oh, referees, no, poor little referees, hardest job in the world. Bullshit. Fuck them. Cunts. Faggots. I think that's a lot of it. I think they're all fucking each other. It's, you know, they're all unhappy with their wives and fucking each other. Sorry, I really am agitated this evening. I mean, who would fuck Mike Dean? Like, I mean, look at him. No, just looks like a boiled egg. He looks like Bateson, actually. Just a bit slimmer. Well, that would actually, you know, need people to actually watch the video. So now you've just embarrassed yourself when we get nobody says one. I'll put one. Yeah, I'll put one. I'll create an account called Jimmy or something, and put one, and then maybe one like Daniel, and then maybe Lewis. Yeah, Daniel Craig. We're going to get into that in a minute, but like, I'm going to have to say I need a piss very, very quickly. Gotta love it. In fact, this podcast's already going quite long, isn't it? Well, no, actually, because we've fucked up so many times. I reckon this is going 40 minutes, perhaps. Anyway, I'll quickly go to the toilet. So you start thinking about maybe another topic. We might not need one. Hola. Right, you ready then? One thing I'm going to touch on, I'll just do a little mini topic that I just need to get in because it's funny. So you know, guys, how much I love to talk about Donald Trump on a podcast. I just want to talk about one thing because it seems like every week there's just something with him that he decides to say that's gets the media in a little bit of a spin. Now this week, stroke last week, by the time this video gets out, he basically called allegedly. It's an important word here. Allegedly, because he's denying it. I mean, I kind of hope he did say it because it's funny, but he basically called some countries that, frankly, are shitholes. I mean, he called them shitholes, and the media went in a massive spin about it. A couple of people on CNN cried, the presenters, because they were so deeply offended by him calling countries that are shitholes, that the left would admit as shitholes, because we've got to accept immigration, uncontrolled from these countries to get them out of the shithole. But because Trump said shithole, it's racist to call a country a shithole. So, allegedly, I mean, he denies it. I mean, I hope he did, because, I mean, frankly, it's true and it's funny. Because some of these countries are shitholes. There's nothing racist about it, for fuck's sake. It's like Liverpool, it's a shithole, let's be honest. Parts of Liverpool are a shithole, parts of Thetford, Thetford's a shithole. Like, there's nothing racist about it, it's just a fucking shithole. It's stating the obvious. If it wasn't a shithole, then why the fuck do all the people that are living in the place want to come over to America or Britain or this and that? Well, yeah, it's probably because it's a shithole. But it was just funny how the media reacted. It's like, the guy on CNN was crying, like a little baby. Oh, I'm so shocked. But, when some, immigrant coming from one of these shitholes actually killed someone at the border, an innocent person, did he cry? Did he fuck? Pathetic. Fake tears, crocodile tears. Suck my dick, you white-haired prick. Because he's got white hair. Well, it's probably grey, but... So, yeah, I just want to ask you a philosophical question. Do you believe calling a country a shithole is racist? Not calling the people... Not calling the people inside the country... Shh. No, exactly. Thank you, Lyle. Thank you very much for putting yourself in... No, you're not calling all the Brummies, shit. I mean, you can't even call. How do you call a person a shithole? Shithole means like a place, doesn't it? A hole is a place. It's not a person. I can't go, Lyle, you're a shithole. That wouldn't make sense. If I called you a shit bag, it probably would make sense. I mean, and it would definitely make sense, actually. Yeah. Yeah, it's just a shithole. Yeah, I know, it's funny. This is Trump. This is why he was elected, because people find him fucking funny. He talks like normal people. He doesn't talk like a politician who would say, well, the country is, in dire problems. They don't have a lot of money. The government is corrupt. No, Trump just, joins all those words together, gives you a generalization that, everybody says at home on their sofa and says, it's a shithole. Love it. Brilliant. Hilarious. That's why I think he's great, being president, just because I love seeing it on the telly. I love seeing him have their meltdowns, have those pathetic things. It's like when he retweeted something on Twitter, oh my God. Because, retweets definitely mean endorsements. And apparently if you retweet something, like, you've got to make sure you check the source, the authenticity of it. You've got to go back to see actually who tweeted that and who actually retweeted it. Because if somebody retweeted it that was like, I don't know, a murderer, you're actually responsible for that, Lyle. So just be careful what you're bloody retweeting, because it's a terrible thing. But anyway, I just wanted to bring that point up. And one thing I do want to also do is, I'm sure nobody's watching Celebrity Big Brother because they're not sad like me, but there is a transgender woman in there. I need to say man. I apologise to the woman. But basically her name is she's out now. India. Out as in she's out the house, not like out of the closet. I had to Google what a closet was the other day. I kind of knew what it was, you know what I mean? But like, I didn't really. I thought it was just a wardrobe. I mean, it's a bit more than that. And it's like a walk-in wardrobe. Hence why you like walk out, you come out the closet. Because I always used to think, how can you come out of a wardrobe? Like, I mean, how how do you even fit in a wardrobe? I mean, but you can fit on wardrobes. Depends. I mean, I used to be able to fit, but I don't think I can fit in a wardrobe now. But anyway, completely beside the point. But basically, she's transgender, okay? And she went in the house and all she did was talk about it. Yeah, I'm transgender, you know, look at my tits. And literally, she did that. You know, she just had her tits out all the time. And frankly, they were disgusting. You know, I was eating cornflakes once, watching one of the episodes where she just had them out. And frankly, I had to chuck the cornflakes in the bin because it was disgusting. It's not what I want to be seeing on an evening. It really, really isn't. Grossly inappropriate and not suitable for normal people. But anyway, that's beside the point. But she was basically talking about it all the time. And then there was a couple of housemates who accidentally, in conversation, referred to her as him. Completely accident. You could tell it was an accident. They apologised straight away. She made a massive deal out of it. And obviously, if she wouldn't have spoke about it constantly, then they wouldn't have fucking made the mistake. Never made the mistake again. Anyway, there's a guy in there called Genuine, or Genuine. Fucking stupid name. But his name is Genuine. I'm not even joking. It's not actually his name, obviously. It's like his stage name. It's like his stage name. It's a very... He's a bit of an ungenuine guy, really, when you think about it. But basically, she asked, and this is exactly what she said, would you date me? Right? She didn't even ask the philosophical question that I'm about to ask you lot. She said, would you date me? And he said no. Right? Wasn't rude about it. He just said, no, I personally wouldn't. And she got in a massive deal about it. She then tried to say that he said he'd rather date 14-year-olds, which he did not say. She just went deluded. But she said it was transphobic and it was disrespectful and this and that. So my question is, like, the first question is really, would you date somebody who is transgender? So depending on what sex you're attracted to, you know, you play along at home, folks. If you're a woman and you're attracted to it, let's not do it that way. If you're attracted to women, would you date a transgender woman? So somebody who was originally a man, had a nice, I was about to say nice cock, which is not what I'm going to say. Had a penis. Would you date them? If they then turn into a woman, they obviously still wouldn't have the thing. Or vice versa, if you were attracted to men, then would you date a woman who used to have and but it now has a obviously it doesn't really work completely fully, like you're not going to have babies, so there's a little thing about it. So would you allow? So for you, would you date her, essentially? Was originally a man. Doesn't, well, no, not exact person, but you know what I mean, like, for example, a woman. Because, you know, I mean, look at, I'll give you a good example. There's a transgender woman on YouTube. I think she's great. Some of her content's brilliant. She's politically not where you'd expect her to be. She's actually relatively in the centre, but that basically makes you right wing now. That basically makes you a Nazi in this day and age. Her name's Blair Whitelaw. So if you want to give her a little Google, my question would be, would you date her? Now, originally she was a male, and I can confirm, as the picture does confirm, she is no longer a male. Would you date? Make sure it's. Oh, well, I'm not going to say that actually. I mean, there's a porn star called not Blair White. I can't remember her surname. She won the. Did she win the Sex Factor? Did you watch that, Val? Was it just me? I know Harry definitely watched. It's like the X Factor, but the Sex Factor. Did you watch it? It's like you should watch. You should watch it. It's like a. It's. I mean, I actually think I recommended it to him. It's like a porn version of the X Factor. So each week they do like challenges. And at the end of the week, they basically, the two shittest ones basically fuck off. So, you know, one week they might be giving each other blowjobs. The next week they might be doing a scene. It's very interesting. I feel like she won. She was one of the women that won, but I could be wrong. Yeah, like, give that a watch. Anybody else at home? Give that a watch, you know, if you've got free time. It's about 6 episodes. It's actually quite funny. It's quite good as well. It's actually it's quite a good show, I have to admit. You know, like, I've got to be honest with you. I thought it was going to be really disgustingly, like, cringy and corny. But it was actually, what made it funny is that it was kind of like a professional setting for something like that. And it was like, this is a bit ridiculous. But it was actually kind of interesting. And some of them were shit. Like, I mean, some of them, like, made you feel sick. So, certainly an interesting show. One that I would advise you to watch. Better than me describing it. But anyway, back to the original question. Don't know how the hell I got onto that. But would you? Come on, like, you know, you can use another word, you know. I mean, it's called something pretty. I mean, that is just so 2000 and, I mean, it's not even 2017, it's like 2012. You know, people use lit now and peng. God, I hate that word. No. And showing off. Right. You wouldn't. Oh no, you'd never know. So you wouldn't. No. 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 Well, I don't think I would. No. That's the other thing. You'd be like, oh my god, yeah, no, I definitely fuck her. I know. No, but I mean, if I didn't tell you she was transgender, I think you probably would say that. You know, let's be honest here, though. But no, for me, no, I wouldn't. Well, I don't. I'm kind of a bit more 50-50, you know. Depends. But at the same time, no, I wouldn't. Now, the question is here: do you think that that is wrong? Do you think that by not saying that you would be with a transgender woman or man, that you are inherently transphobic for said opinion or view? You wouldn't want to go out with a, you know, some people are not attracted to black people, some people are not attracted to white people, some people are not attracted to Asians. No, it's just a preference, and so long as your preference is not children, then I don't really, or animals or anything like that, then I don't personally have a problem with it. Yes, kissing a car. Oh, blow up fucking inflatable, yeah, doll, yeah. Can you, oh God, can you imagine he was doing it a little bit too hard and it accidentally exploded? Yeah. Bang! Oh, shit. There was someone who was, someone was eating their husband's ashes. You know, that's why I'm not getting cremated, because I'm not being eaten. I'm not taking any risks. The whole, oh God, actually, I actually nearly said about this as a topic. The whole idea of cremation scares the living shit out of me. Because I think the problem is, because we as humans, we can't fully understand the thought of non-consciousness, if you know what I mean. So when you think about cremation, I think most people think, oh my God, it's going to hurt. Now, you're dead, so really it shouldn't hurt. But because we can't comprehend not being conscious, not being alive, the easiest way to do it is probably when you're asleep and you don't really remember anything. That's probably the easiest way to kind of relate to it. But I hate the idea of fire. I'm scared of fire. The thought of being cremated scares them shit at me. And if you get cremated and there's like a zombie apocalypse, you're fucked. You know, because like you're not going to come back as dust. Let's be honest here. If you are, like, who's going to be scared of dust? Let's be honest. So I couldn't do that. And I don't like the whole thought of your whole life and everything is down to a little fucking box of ashes. That just is like, no, I can't do it. Although it's nice to be able to give like a little bit to everyone, if you know what I mean. You know, so like you can have some ashes and you can have some. It's like I'm fucking dealing it out here. That's not what I meant. You know what I mean? Like your mum can, you know, you can have some, your sister can have some, this and that. So you've all got a little part of it. But yeah. No, of course, no. You don't need to. You don't need to. That's just one thing that some people do. Not everybody gets put in what they call urns. You know, some people are just scattered or buried or. Well, yeah, a lot of people. Yeah, you still have like a little place, like a little tomb. Not like a little stone or a little plaque. Because tombstones are fucking expensive as fuck. I don't think people realise how expensive they are. You know, like that's why I don't really want anything. The idea of being buried scares the shit out of me, because exactly that is like my worst nightmare, as well as drowning or being burnt. So that scares me, and I think if I ever woke up, like it would get so claustrophobic. Oh yeah, God no, I have severe. I don't think a lot of people give it much thought, whereas I give it a lot of thought, which is fucking. I have the fear of death. Like, there's some fucking term for it. I don't know what the fuck it is. It goes in spits and flats. Sometimes it's really. I'm going to do a video on it because I don't actually think I've ever explained it properly. I think if I actually did explain it, people would be like, "Oh my God, that's fucked up," because it is quite fucked up. You know, I'll give you a little example. No, I'm not. I'm going to leave it for the video. I might give you the example off camera. But no, it's a bit fucked up. Anyway, freezing's probably my most one that I'm more inclined to do. Although it's $100,000, so I need to be winning the lottery basically. But I always think maybe you could. Not only am I sorted, but then if they ever did work out like how to bring people back from dead, you know. But then hopefully there's a heaven and we don't have to fucking worry about it. You know what I mean? Like, we die and our souls do go to a heaven. I mean, I probably will be in hell. I'm a sinner. You know, I was born a sinner. I die a sinner. I went a little bit Booker T there, so I do apologise. But you know, hopefully there's a heaven and we can go and be with people again and, you know, have a great time. I was thinking, you know, like in heaven though, I'm not being funny, but I hope it's just not like just people. Like, oh, there's got to be football, there's got to be betting, there's got to be some good stuff there. Otherwise I'll just get bored. There's only so long you can talk to your family and friends, let's be honest. You're like on clouds. It's like you don't have to eat. You don't ever have to sleep. Everybody loves each other. I know that's like a pansy thing to say. It's a bit like, you know, it's a bit bed, but you know, I mean, I have beds. I mean, but it's just nice, isn't it? Just like peaceful. You know, you haven't got to worry about. Oh God, I was going to say Mohammed El blah blah. You know, bombing you or running you down, but that was a little bit inappropriate. But, you know, you haven't got to worry about that. You haven't got to worry about terrorism. You haven't got to worry about, you know, some crazy white guy at, you know, a US college, you know, coming and shooting you. You know what I mean? I know I'm taking the piss, but at the same time, I'm being serious. You haven't got to worry about any of that. You know, there's none of those bad people. There's not murderers. There's not paedophiles. There's not child molesters. There's not these terrorists, whether they be, you know, religious terrorists or whether they be fucking domestic terrorists. There's none of those people because they're in hell together. It's just a nice, happy place where you lose you know, your good traits are still there, your bad traits, you know, you work on and you learn on, and they don't really matter anymore. You know, everybody. I don't know. Do you know what I mean? I think that's everyone's idea of heaven, unless you're like a bad person. Sorry, that was inappropriate. A butterfly or something. No, fuck that. If I came back, I'd want to be like a fish or something. Like somewhere a bit different. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be on Earth. You know, I mean, no, in my luck, I feel like if reincarnation is a thing, then I will come back as a fucking fly. And just be swatted straight away. Fucking get out of my fucking ass. Bang. Squatting into a million pieces, and then next I come back as a bee or something. Yeah. It's interesting though, isn't it? Like reincarnation, and I apologise for that going like that, but I didn't mean to do it so loudly. I was meant to mute myself, but I didn't, so I apologise. It was a bit rude. But you know, as you said, I'll do it every video that I'm on with you, so keep tradition alive. But with reincarnation, there are a lot of people that can recall a previous life. Now I have an image in my head right now. Just thinking about it, it always brings back to this image of basically, it's kind of, I'd call it, I would say Victorian kid, quite a fat kid, you know. I would say about, I don't know, I'm always bad at, I can tell if like 6-year-old and downwards I can tell, but then it's like from like 6 to like 11, like I can't tell, do you know what I mean? Like it could be an 8-year-old and I'll be like, yeah, they're 11, I can't fucking tell the difference. It's like those years for me are like, I get confused. So we'll say like from about 7 to 11. Could have been any of the ages, don't honestly know. But anyway, I'm walking down this Victorian street, felt like it's London, it might not have been. And I'm eating these like boiled sweets from like this, you know, like the brown packages that you used to get in the old, well, I mean, we weren't there, so I mean, how the fuck would you know? But I mean, I was there, is basically what I'm getting at here. And basically, I ate one, I fucking choked on it, just died, just fell over on the street and just died on the street. But I mean, where's that story come from? Like, I haven't manifested it. It feels real, do you know what I mean? Like sometimes, like talking about it makes my throat go funny. So I think that might have been, say, you know, like a previous life that I had. That I then died for, but then again I feel like I'm being a bit retarded saying that. You can do these hypnotherapy sessions that take you back to your previous life. Now, whether you believe in it or not, who knows? But I'd be interested to do that. And if they took me back to this one, well, I'm fucking nailed on that I believe in reincarnation and I'm going to become a Buddhist. Do you know what I mean? Because how the fuck would they know? But it is weird. You know, where's that story come from? Why is every time I bring up, like, you know, reincarnation, it comes into me? I can picture it now. Picture myself walking down the street, you know, down the street, and I'm saying to myself now in my brain, don't eat the fucking sweet, you stupid cunt, because you're going to choke. You've done this 1,000 times now. You know, fucking work it out, you stupid Victorian prick. Not in a dream, no. It's during the day. It's, you know, well, at night I can see it. Do you know what I mean? But like, it's not. I get that a lot. Well, either that or it's fucking. There's time travelers about. When you laugh, but that's actually a lot. That would. It's not really logical, is it? None of this is logical, but that would then explain it, because then you actually are reliving that point, aren't you? Because you know they've gone back, they've took you back, so you've got to fucking live it again. You just don't know, because they've come around with that thing in Men in Black, and what's it called? That little thing that, you know, they press, and it's like, you will not remember anything. You've been out all day, you've had whatever, and then you forget it all. So it's like it's a bit like that, you know. I think I'd love to. That's another question quickly. We'll go back to the death thing in a minute. Would you rather go to the past or to the future? We should do a would you rather, actually. That'd be quite a good episode, because although it sounds ridiculous, you could, like, for that question, it's like, you know, usually when you do it at home on one of these online ones and you go through like 30 pages a night, maybe it's just me because I haven't got a life, but you get like a question like, would you rather, like I just said, go to the past or to the present, and you just, or to the future, and you literally click one very quickly and you move on to the next question. But in a podcast, we could actually talk about it and explain it, couldn't we? So let's do a preview, right? So, would you rather, question number 1, would you rather go to the past or the future? Further question. What part of the past? I'd like to meet old Toot. Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? Like, I don't know. I actually don't know how to answer the question. Part of me would like to go to the future, like 1,000 years, but then what the fuck if I went there and like nothing was there? And it'd be like, they'd be like, oh my god. Do you know what I mean? So at the same time, I would kind of like to go back to like the war, but at the same time, I wouldn't. But I would. You know what I mean? Like split. Because I'd like to see Hitler in person, so I can like try and assassinate him. You know, and then yeah. No shit. I even did my own thing there. I could have said assassinate. Fuck. Right. Let's just rewind. Let's just go back in time. Right. Just press the thing and just press that thing, Lyle, and tell the viewers so they tell them a different story to go. You know, you have just gone to the toilet quickly and now you're coming back to watch it or something like that. No, you've got to tell the viewers that. It's Men in Black. You know, we're going back in time. You've got to tell them, you've pressed the button, this is your time to tell them a different story. Dick. You know, I'd actually quite like to go back and assassinate Stalin. I think that's a unique answer as well, because I think a lot of people say assassinate Hitler. Yeah, definitely. God, we're retarded. We really are, aren't we? You can tell we've done this one late. You can tell. You know, I turn into a movie star at night, so I try to sometimes do some movie star voices. Well, I don't want to talk about sleep last night. God, I swear I have insomnia. I'm not even joking. Can't get to sleep before 4:30. But I think we should do a would you rather thing special. I think we could even do that next episode. Let's wait and see. Back to the death thing. So really, we have got. What about you? You know, let's talk first. Let's talk about the cremation. Does that excite you? Do you think, yeah, no, that's that one? Yeah, I look forward to that. Mm. No. Yeah, and just sit. Well, no. You'd have like people that get cremated. You'd have a little place that would say Lyle Austin, whatever year to whatever year, died a irrelevant human, frozen at the Frozen Center in Miami or something. Oh, Lyle, you wouldn't have to go to Miami. I mean, it's an example. You'd be in there with all the other frozen people. Oh, God, that would scare the fuck out of me. Can you imagine working at one of those places? I don't know whether you actually go in freezers. I don't think you do. Can you imagine there's a lot of freezers about and you're a bit sort of, maybe you came in a little bit drunk or something, you were high or something, and you put your lunch in one of the freezers. You accidentally went into the wrong freezer to get it out and this body fell out. God. It would be tragic. I've just thought of a really good comedy horror film. I have actually. Like, I know, not just that idea, but I just spawned an idea there. So we're going to be doing a comedy horror short film in the summer. I'm definitely doing a short film. I have said about that before, but I'm definitely going to be doing that. And I want to start doing it in the next couple of weeks, actually. Because I know it's going to take me ages. I'm going to try and do it, and this is going to sound ridiculous. The first one I do, I'm going to try and do it solely me. And I'm going to do everything. Because that's going to be like the quirky thing about it. And it's so that when people go, oh my God, that's so shit, I'm going to be like, yeah, but like I was on my own and this and that. And then that next one I do, I want it to be like those people. I mean, maybe I'll get you to come do some of the camera work on the first one, but we won't tell anyone about that. Yeah, definitely. Can you just imagine, right, this short film got into the cinema, and at the end, obviously, you have the credits. Just imagine it. It just come down. It's just everything would be camera and cut. It'd be like my dream. Yeah. Yeah, that would be funny. So you've we've writ off cremation. We've writ off. Well, you haven't really. Have you writ off being frozen? So the last one we've really got is being buried alive. Just being buried. Just being buried. Really? So it doesn't. You don't worry about waking up. No, I know. Yeah, no, it is retarded, isn't it? Actually, it's like a stupid question, but at the same time, you can't. That's what I mean. That's what I mean by you can't. Oh God, Carl, you scared me even more. I told Mum when I went to the FA Cup final, and this is terrible to say, but there was a lot of terrorist attacks at the time, and I wouldn't think I was going to die in a terrorist attack, but you do like think in the back of your mind like, oh my God, what if I did? And I was like, Mum, I'm being serious when I say it. If anything fucking happened to me now, the FA Cup final, or just in the near future, and I haven't written my will, there's no point in me writing a will at the moment. I haven't got anything to leave. Obviously, because fucking 17, 18, 9, 18. All right. Yeah, no, I am 18. I was like, I do not want to be fucking cremated. She's like, no, I'm not. Don't worry, I won't cremate you. She was like, jovial about it. She was like, happy. It seemed like she was happy. Oh, don't worry, I won't cremate you. We'll find something else. Don't worry about it. I'm thinking, fucking hell, man. You just laugh and this is how you'd react if I died. It'd just be funny to you. Don't worry, we'll find something. I thought, fuck me, just show a bit of compassion. But anyway, so I don't know what she'd have done. I don't know what she thinks. I don't want to be buried. My ideal, this is actually what I did say to someone. My ideal, I actually had this conversation with a 75-year-old, which when I thought about it, I felt actually bad because I'm the one that started the conversation. And it's like, they're like quite, they're more close to death than you would think if I'm lucky than I am, if you know what I mean. And I decided to bring this conversation up with a 75-year-old who's probably worried sick about it. Great idea, Cameron. And they actually agreed with me. They said they would like to basically just be sitting on a chair in a room. So if they woke up, you just get up. Why? Really? I'll tell you where I got the idea from. I was watching Doc Martin on the telly a couple of series ago, maybe even 3-4 series ago. And basically, there was just this. They went to this farm place. Doc Martin's a great thing, great show, love it. And basically, went in this fucking room, and it's this fucking person's dead there, and they've been like dead for like 2 weeks, and been like 6 months. I don't know how the body hadn't like started to. Anyway, I'm not going to get technical about it. And he was like, "Oh my God, I don't want to let her go. Blah blah blah. She's just going to sit in her chair. She's doing no harm." And obviously, she was in the chair, and I was like, "Oh, that's such a really good idea." But obviously, you don't think so. Because you could. Why does it freak you out? It's just alright. Maybe not sitting up then, just laying in bed. Lying in bed and then sat there looking at you. And then you come back the next day and I've got my eyes shut and you're thinking, what the fuck? And then I'll stand up, start chasing you. You never uploaded that fucking podcast in time. You beat me in that FIFA video. Which you fucking did as well. Would you, that's another question, would you haunt somebody? I'll tell you what, lad. I've got a list longer than my mum's shopping list of people that I would be haunting. I would definitely haunt you. I'd haunt you quickly. I would just give you a little thing. You just wake up one morning and I'd just be sitting next to the bed going, hello. And then and then I just go. What a wet fart he is, folks. What a wet fart. No, I do not. No, that I have to admit, when I said the sitting up thing, it fucked me up. It did fuck me up a little bit, because I was like, actually, now I've said it out loud. I actually don't think I said it like that when I was speaking to the person. I think I more said just be in a room somewhere on your own. Do you know what I mean? Like just locked room. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with that though. God, what a wet fart. But seriously, like, talking to you guys now, it is, which the cremation thing is a no-no for me. The buried thing, I don't like the idea of that. I know people have been buried, I know people have been cremated. But the whole thing, what we're getting at here is we don't really want to die, so some days, the idea isn't that bad of an idea, when Chelsea have drawn 0-0 for a 33rd consecutive time, it, probably would be a plausible idea. But yeah, I don't know. I just think that's what we're getting at. I don't know if there's a way. The freezing, I like the idea of being frozen. But see, what I like is the idea of, God forbid I was to come back, there'd be some way that I would be able to, get up, open the door, unlock the door, walk out the door. See, if you've been cremated, you're fucked. And if you've been buried, you're fucked as well, because you can't come out the ground. Unless you're the Undertaker or something like that. I mean, the only thing with that's the other thing. I think cremated is the feeling. Is, oh my God, what if I felt it? The buried thing is not so much the feeling, but it's like the, oh my God, trapped. Oh, hello, welcome back. I don't know why. Well, yeah, but like, it wouldn't be in your fucking house. It would be like underground, like rather than having like tombstones, because you do realise, these, people that get buried, they're actually under the ground. They are fucking there. Like you've probably walked over a couple of people before. Like, so you'd just be under the ground in like a tube station, but it would be like a tube station of little houses for dead people. No, it's fucked up, isn't it? Yeah, no, I've realised, I've clocked though. I've clocked it's retarded. God, I hope people aren't watching this at 12 o'clock. Because they're going to have some nightmares. It's a good idea, kinda. What, have you got a better alternative, Lyle? Well, then what if you wake up? You haven't got a solution. Well, I don't want to die, but it's going to happen, so what if you did? Well, now you're just being ridiculous. Well, obviously. What? What do you mean by sent up into space? What's their bodies are just. Oh, great! So you have a problem, Lyle, with me being in a little underground room on my own, but you don't have a problem with these bodies flying around. So when all of a sudden on a Saturday evening on the weather, we don't just have to worry about sleet, snow, rain. We now have to worry about dead bodies. There's going to be a shower of dead bodies on Saturday. So watch out if you're outside. We'll have the clear up teams on that one on Sunday, and all routes should be cleared by Monday morning. Great idea, Lyle. You talk about me. Yeah, they wouldn't get the key and that's it. No, but that's right, it'd be underground. I'll tell you what. This is going to fuck you up again. And I apologise. But what would be scary is if you were put in like the same room as other people. Oh God, no! That is. Oh no. Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, I didn't think of that as an example. I got to be honest with you, Lar. But yeah. Oh God. I think what we're getting at here is that death is a really horrible, uncomfortable thing. No, but I think the thing is, I think talking about it's good because I don't think people talk about it enough, and I think that spawns a lot of anxiety and fear for people because it is stupid really to fear death because you can't fucking change it, but at the same time, that it's like what's the point in worrying about something you can't change? Well, yeah, there isn't really any point to it, but there's not a lot of good about worrying about anything. So, I think I worry about stuff that I can't change more than I worry about stuff that I can change because I can't change them. That's what I'm fucking worrying about. Do you know what I mean? So I don't really think the whole thing of don't worry about something you can't change I just think that's like fucking pointless and deluded, frankly. Well, I mean, I don't know if it's been a good one. It's been a very dark one. Oh yeah, this has been a very heavy podcast at the end, hasn't it? Has to be said. Yeah, it'd be too much, and it would be. I don't think I can go from talking about death to talking about Justin Bieber or Shawn Mendes or Troye Sivan's new album. Well, yeah. Yeah, definitely, and we can possibly do some. No. Yeah. Is it my turn to end the damn thing? Well, like life, I am going to end the podcast. All good things and bad things do have to come to an end. That's what I always say to people. This is why I think everybody should be depressed, but also happy at the same time. Because if you're depressed, I'd say, at the end of the day, you're going to die one day, so don't be too depressed. And if you're happy, I'd be like, no, don't be too happy because you're going to die one day. So that's my task, is to make everyone depressed. Well, I want everyone to feel like me. Do you know what I mean? I'm joking. What a retarded podcast has been. It's 10:30, and as you guys are probably all aware, as the evening goes on, I get a little bit dark, I must admit. This is at 10:30 now. Bear in mind I can't get to sleep before 4:30. You can imagine my brain at 4:30. Oh no, I've already died at this point. I've already died, but I've already come back and died again. I did think about a film, and actually, what I did think about was, it's probably been done before, but basically, what if every time you died, you came back to life? Yeah. How the hell would that work? Because basically, I think what you'd have is people would just be able to do anything and everything, because a lot of the reasons people don't do a lot of stuff is because they're like, oh my God, I could die doing this. So people would do the stupidest shit. People would be going out, you'd have like an argument on Snapchat with somebody and they'd end up shooting them. Because they could then, it would just be fucking crazy. Like, how on earth would that work? Oh shit, I wanted to see that. Yeah. And she had to try and... Yeah, to stop dying in that day. Imagine if that's what actually happened. when you die? Because that's the thing, we genuinely don't know. Like, scientists have said that. Well, no, but you live the day again, and you have to try and, or why? What if we get these deja vu's? Because when we die, we go right back to start life and do it all again. Well, maybe you're already dealing with it. Like, maybe this is the 53rd time you've gone through the same life. But you don't know. That's what I'm getting at. Do you know what I mean? And these scientists say that, there's the possibility of parallel universes, but the same scientists tell you that you're deluded for believing in God. So hang on a minute. We're deluded for thinking that there's a creator that may have created everything. Well, I say we are. I'm not saying that any of us are religious, but religious people are deluded for thinking that there's a God who created stuff, which would explain how the chicken got here and the egg got here, if you know what I mean. Because, well, God put a chicken on the thing first. So that whole chicken and egg argument that can expand to a lot of things is gone. Why there's enough everything, why we're the Goldilocks planet, because God fucking created it. You know what I mean? It'd explain a lot of things. But, they're stupid for believing that. But, we think that definitely there could be parallel universes. That means absolutely everything, every conceivable thing that could be happening, infinite, possibilities, is actually happening somewhere else. I mean, which one sounds a little bit more realistic, Lyle? I think the God one. But, God, no. You've got to believe science, haven't you? That's the thing. All these atheists, oh God, no, I don't know what you are, Lyle. Whether you are a believer or whether you're like an agnostic or whatever. But there's a part of you. Are you one of those? Yeah. So you're probably more agnostic. But I can't stand a lot of these atheists that are like, you're deluded. Look at science. Look at this. But like we said before, do they actually understand the science? Everybody looks at the stars at night and goes, oh, they're planets or they're stars. Well, the stars, they are planets. That was retarded, Cameron. Do you know what I mean? You look at the moon and you go, oh, it's the moon. But do you know it's the fucking moon? Have you ever been on the moon? No cunt's ever been on the moon. So we do just believe things because science. So why can't we believe things because we genuinely, these people, religious people feel like they have a connection to God. They feel it in their soul. Well, isn't that more powerful than actually just believing science? Because science, which science is proven, every time they prove something right in science, I said this to you before, like, I say it all the time. Every time they prove something right in science, it disproves something else. So, you'd look at what they believed in 10 years ago about the way the world started to what they believe in now. I guarantee it'd be completely different. So what? I'm meant to believe 2018 science about how the world started. But I'm also meant to believe 2028 science of how the world started. That is completely different. That doesn't make sense. You can criticise religion all you like, but the one thing is, pretty much it stays the same of how it's created. Do you see what I mean? And I'm not coming from a particularly religious person. That's coming from just a straight up person. It pisses me off. But I don't know whether you got anything to say. I interrupted. And they chat so much shit. I don't know what they're saying. You know what I mean? English. I don't know what a gudda is. It's like a fucking foreign language. I would understand more if you... Definitely. It's like Russell Brand. You know who he is? The next Jimmy Savile. I say that. You should listen to him speak, right? My mum loves him for some unknown reason. Disgusting looking man. Disgusting human. The way he speaks about women is fucking disgusting. It's fucking gross. And I'm all for people, having a little bit of banter and stuff like that, both women and men. But he is just disgusting. And I would say this to Mum. He'll be the next one that's doing a lot of this, gets away with it, and when he dies, we find out about it. I know that's a terrible thing to say, but I fucking see it. Because he speaks about it like it. Disgusting, man. Anyway, the way he speaks, if you watch him, says all these big flash fucking words. What he's saying makes no fucking sense. If you go and look at some of the words he's using, they don't even make sense though. The words he's saying are like, you know, let's say he's talking about a Christmas tree. You know, the word he's just used to describe this Christmas tree is actually a political term. It's like, what are you fucking running on about? Should have done it the other way round, because he usually talks about politics. And I don't understand what people think, because I don't think they're clever. It's like when people use big words when like messaging you. It's like, shut up. Talk normally. It's like, rather than saying I'm fucked off, or say I'm so, you know, furiously... I don't know any big words. I can't distinguish my fury between my absolute... See, I can't do it because I don't know how to speak. But you know what I mean? It's like, shut up. You're fucked off. Just sound fucked off. Paramount. And it's fundamentally the problem with the institution of the GCP and the North. It's fuck off. Yeah, it's because I'm not being funny. It's like, my policy is, if a word's longer than 10 words, I ain't listening to it. So if you say a word that's longer than 10 words, 9 times out of 10 I'm going to switch off. Do you know what I mean? Because, I mean, find me an 11-letter word that's relevant. There ain't. You know, it's like in English, and he says, don't use the word bad. Bad is a bad word. Right? I'll put fucked off then. Shit. Then I'll say, you know, but I mean, what? You know, if something's bad, it's bad. Okay, you know, descriptive literature. I don't mind it in books, maybe. Because they have to use words, because it's kind of exciting that way. But you don't have to... And then I find myself a lot of the time reading, you know, stuff and spending an hour Googling the words to even know remotely what the hell's going on. And not only do I feel like a complete dickhead who should be picked up by the yellow bus, but I also just don't understand what they're saying. And I get to the point where I'm like, I don't actually care. And it's this snobbery, innit? They do it to be snobbish. They do it because they want you to go, oh, you're clever. When actually I look at you and think, you're an absolute prick. And I'm convinced a lot of people just put something in the thesaurus and just pick the most ridiculous sounding word. It annoys me now. It really does annoy me. It's like when we have conversations, we don't talk like that. Like, I could not be with somebody who spoke like that. I don't mind people being posh, you know, and using posh words to a certain extent. But you have to talk normally. You know, if you stub your toe on a fucking plug, or you stand on a plug or something, I want you to go, fuck. Not, oh, golly fucking gosh. I said fuck anyways. I mean, I've completely... Oh my goodness, I'm so disgusted in my own self for standing on that delinquent plug. You know, I've been like, oh God. Go stick the plug up your fucking arse. And leave the fucking ass. But it's been a long ending to the podcast, but we'll end it there. A lot of topics. Basically what we're saying to those people is get your head out the fucking dictionary and get a life. I mean, do you concur, Lyle? Notice how I said rather than agree, I said concur, because I wanted to be a hypocrite. But it's not more than 10 words. To a certain extent. That's quite a posh way of saying it. Exactly. Good. Because look, do you reckon the Queen speaks like it? I don't. I reckon she swears a lot. I reckon. No, I reckon she's like, fuck off, Philip. Go get me a tea. And like when she's in a meeting with, you know, some people and they're trying to be like, I reckon she's just like, oh, sorry guys, I got to go for a shit quickly. We'll resume in 30 minutes. I'm just going to go listen to Stormzy. You shut up in the back there. You know, I bet she's like that. That would be funny. Just imagine it. I'm just going to go sit on my gold throne, brav. You know. Nah, they'd never have been like that. And that, you know, I like people being polite. I like people talking properly. I don't like people talking. That's the thing. I don't like people using ridiculous words, but at the same time, I don't like people that talk like bruv and blood and innit and how you doing, fam? It's like, fuck off. Yeah. What one do you find more detestable? Being a hypocrite again. No. So you would say you find those more annoying than the people that say like, you know, ew. Yeah, but does it, like, when you, like, if you had to pick to have a conversation with somebody who talks like, I hate doing blood, you know, oh, you fam, blood fam, you know, like the guy on Arsenal TV. Yeah, so do I. Just because I actually think when you're talking to those, do you find when you talk to someone posh, you do naturally become a little bit posh? Well, I find that quite difficult, I must admit, but normal people do. It's like, you know, when you go into a Chinese and you order and you're like, I have some chicken balls, and you're like, oh God. You're not doing it to be disrespectful. You just do it naturally. Because it's like when they're talking like that, and okay, that's the fried rice. You know, you do accidentally do it sometimes. And I must think, God, you know, because I know people that have done it before. I think I was with Keris and Charlie once, and one of us went in and asked for chicken balls and said it like that, and you know, and we all absolutely died. But I felt so sorry for the, you know, it was a little woman, you know, because that's the thing. I was thinking the other day, do you get tall Asian people? Have you ever seen a tall Asian person? They're all small, aren't they? Do you know what I mean? It's just dawned on me. Let me have a little Google. Is this nothing? That's not racist, is there anything to say that, is it? No. It's like, you know, that's the other thing. And somebody said this to me the other day, and I thought about it, and I was like, oh my God. Actually, I saw something on the telly, right, first thing, where it was on ITV Angular, got to love local news, and they said that this guy did this research into football, and he said that certain positions, black people predominantly get given, was the way he described it, wing positions and strikers. Right? So basically what he's getting at is that it's racist because they're not often central midfielders, goalkeepers, centre backs. And I kid you not, when he said centre mids, the first two players I thought of, Kante and Pogba. When he said centre back, first player I thought of, it's the first two players I thought of, was fucking Zuma and Bailly. And when he said black goalie, I have to admit, I couldn't think of anyone originally. I'm trying to think of one now. Dida. How do you say his name? Brazilian. Dada. Daddy. But what's this? That was the other thing. You don't get a lot of attacking midfielders, and he's basically trying to say, "Oh, it's racist." And I was like, "Well, no, it's not." I could say exactly the same about you don't get many white wingers, predominantly because black people are quicker than white people on average, which is true. I think. I'm sure. Well, I mean, they always win the 100 meters, don't they? You don't see any white people in the 100. Well, you often see one. It's like, what are you doing there? Get out. Yeah, but they're not. You know, this is not. You know, it's not what's his name? Gatlin. Who beat Bolt? Yeah, that cunt. It's not. You know, it's not him. So, you know, and that's why, because you want wingers to be quick, and it's not. No one gets told to play. Well, I mean, you sometimes do. But most people don't get told to play a position. If you're good enough, you say your position, you fucking play there. Okay, so It's what I mean, but you don't get like, oh, sorry, you're black, you've got to play out in the wing, you're white, yeah, you're an attacking midfielder, you're Asian, you shit at football, go back to, it's not how it happens. It's the most ridiculous. I was just like, I can't deal with it. I was sat there scratching my head. It's like saying, oh, it's sexist because there's no women in the men's national team. It's retarded. It makes sense. No, not. And I was like, this doesn't make sense. They play where they want to fucking play. If you're good enough, you play in any position. But they were making a massive deal out of it. And then I thought, it's like we were just saying there, and that's where there is, the thing that, is it racist then? Is 100 metres racist because there's no white people? No. Is it racist that there's not many black swimmers? No. It's just there isn't very many black swimmers. It's just like, what? I don't get it. Do you know what I mean? It's like everything is made into this fucking racial, everything's racist.com. And I'm afraid everything's not racist.com. It's not. But anyway, we've got to end the podcast. I just thought that was ridiculous. I thought I'd bring up that story on ITV Anglia. And the guy who was doing the research was really... He's a white guy. Which is predictable. Because, no black guy would actually bother doing it. They've got better things to do themselves than do research. But some stupid white guy, yeah, you can see it. Let's be honest. Just sitting there doing this research. Oh, I'm gonna bum lick so black people like me. Black people don't want to be pandered to, the majority of them. They're just normal fucking people. They want to be treated like you and me. Because we're all the fucking same at the end of the day. Cut us in half. We've all got hearts that look the fucking same. Well, I don't actually know that everybody's heart looks the same, but you get my point. And the reason I was thinking about a lot of it, and I think the reason it came on is because obviously it was Martin Luther King Day the other day in America, which great day, in there. And he always said, I think he said this, and I may be wrong, but he said, don't judge people by the colour of their skin, judge them by the content of their character. And that, folks, is absolutely 100% the perfect thing and the perfect way to be. I think you'd agree, Lyle. And it's the same with, and you can extend that definition to all the people that want to be in the Oppression Olympics. The colour of your skin, your religion, your sex, your gender, which is the same thing, your sexuality, and any other fucking thing. Judge people on the content of their character, not any of that. Yeah, because that don't, and that is the thing. And it pisses me off that we have to see all this fucking stupid, retarded shit all the bloody time. Stop it. I'm bored. That's it for this podcast, Lyle. We'll end it on that with Martin Luther King. And I think that's the right way to go out on this week. And Martin Luther King Day, Martin Luther King week. We'll end it like this. Thanks for watching. I enjoyed it. Then please leave a like. And as Martin Luther King would say, don't judge people by the colour of their skin. Judge them by the content of their character. And we'll see you all next week for another podcast where we'll be talking about the music industry, because this one turned into a very death-orientated podcast. See you next week, folks. Bye-bye. Wow, that was